When you think of a greenhouse, you probably just picture a glass box for plants, right? But what if I told you it's also a time machine, a classroom, and even a business incubator all rolled into one? That's what we're diving into today, how these simple structures do so much more than grow vegetables. They actually grow people.
All right, let's kick things off with a bit of a riddle. What in the world could George Washington, the first U.S. president, possibly have in common with a high schooler in D.C. today? I know, it sounds like the start of a bad joke, but the answer, well, it gets right to the heart of what we're talking about.
The answer? They both found a place to grow. Seriously, for Washington, it was all about growing these super exotic fruits. But for that student, it's about growing skills, growing a business, and growing a real connection to the world around them.
And that's really our jumping off point, because why we build greenhouses has totally changed over the years. It's gone from this ultimate status symbol to an incredible tool for learning.
So, if you look back, the story in America really starts around 1737. But get this, by the late 1700s, you've got George Washington building something called a pinery. Its whole purpose? To grow pineapples. I mean, that was the ultimate luxury back then. Fast forward to the 1800s, and they become these amazing public spaces, kind of like an escape for people living in the city. And now, today, they're these accessible, sometimes even high-tech learning labs for everybody.
Okay, so what is a greenhouse really? At its core, it's a pretty simple idea, right? It's just an enclosed space that traps the sun's heat. But here's the magic part. That simple enclosure gives you control. You get to be the boss of the temperature, the humidity, the light. You can create the perfect little world for your plants, no matter if it's freezing cold or super hot outside.
All right, so you're thinking, this sounds cool, but how do I actually build one? It might seem like this huge, complicated project, but honestly, if you have the right plan, it's totally doable. And it all starts with asking the right questions. So instead of getting totally overwhelmed, just start here with these 5 key questions. First, what do you actually want to grow? And why are you building it? Is it for a school project, a small business, or maybe you just want fresh tomatoes in the middle of winter? Then you've got to think about where it's going to go, what your budget looks like, and, this one's a biggie, who's going to maintain it? Seriously, nail these down and all the other decisions get way easier.
Okay, one of the first big choices you'll make is the covering, the stuff on the outside. It's often called glazing, and it's really a classic trade-off. You can go with double glass, which is beautiful and can pretty much last forever, but it's also heavy and pricey. Then there's polycarbonate, which is a fantastic middle ground. It's super strong and should last you a good 7 to 10 years. Or, for the lowest cost, you've got polyethylene film. It's cheap and easy to put up, but you'll probably have to replace it every couple of years.
And then there's location. Man, location is everything. So think of this as your 5-point checklist. Number 1, you need as much sun as you can get. 2, you need good drainage so you don't end up with a mud pit. 3, make sure it's easy to get to with tools and people. 4, try to be close to water and electricity. And number 5, and this is a pro tip that will save you so much trouble, check your local rules and permits before you even think about digging. Okay, the structure is all planned out. Now it's time for the real magic. Let's head inside those walls and talk about the heart of it all, actually bringing those seeds to life.
It all begins with this one simple, hopeful little moment, placing a single seed in some good soil. It's amazing to think about, right? Each one is just packed with potential. It's the very start of a journey that could end up as fresh food on your table or for sale at a community market. And then, after a few weeks of just being patient, this is your reward. This incredible sea of green. Seeing these little sprouts is the best feeling. It's the first sign that all your planning, all your hard work, is actually paying off. It's just a huge moment.
Hey, here's a little pro tip for you. You should always plant about 20% more seeds than you think you'll need. Why? Because not every single seed is going to sprout. Think of it like a little insurance policy to make sure you get a nice, full harvest.
Of course, once your plants start growing, you're not going to be the only one interested in them. You're going to have some uninvited guests. On the left, you've got the bad guys, the foes, like aphids. But here's the cool part. Instead of just grabbing a can of chemical spray, the smarter move is to bring in some friends. Like these lacewing larvae on the right. These little guys are voracious predators. They're basically your own private, all-natural security team. And that idea, it really brings us to the bigger picture here. Because in a place like a school, what you're harvesting is so much more than just vegetables. The greenhouse literally becomes a living classroom where you're growing skills, you're growing confidence, and you're growing a community. And you can see this perfectly in what a student named Malik said. He's part of the Mighty Greens program in DC. He said that before this, he didn't really have a relationship with food or nature. But now he says, I give thanks back to the earth because without the right soil, we wouldn't be able to have these fresh foods. I mean, wow, that is such a powerful change in how you see the world. And that change of perspective, it has real, tangible results. This isn't just about learning or feeling good. In 2018, the students in that very program earned enough money from their greenhouse business to pay themselves $4.90 an hour. That's real-world experience. That's economic empowerment.
And how did they do it? By running an actual business. I mean, they're not just planting seeds here. They're building a real venture from the ground up. They're writing marketing plans, creating budgets, scheduling production, and then they go out and sell what they've grown at farm stands. They're learning how to be growers and marketers and managers all at the same time. It's incredible. So, you see? Whether we're talking about growing pineapples for a president or growing business skills for a teenager, the whole greenhouse journey is about cultivation. Cultivating plants, yes, but also cultivating so much more. Because in the end, a greenhouse is just a tool, right? It's an incubator. But what it grows is so much bigger than just plants. It grows knowledge. It grows businesses. It grows community. And it grows whole new ways of seeing the world. So that really only leaves one question for all of us. What could you grow?